TypeScript is 10 years old this month. Hooray! Flow is a competitor to TypeScript, but it's not very popular. These are my essentials and tips for being a senior JavaScript developer with TypeScript. The pros include catching bugs sooner. For example, did you catch the missing await from this fetch? I didn't think so. We can also get autocomplete in IDEs that support it, and essentially inline documentation. How cool is that? Here's what TypeScript boils down to. It's nothing scary. We'll go through a quick rundown right now. The way you define primitive types and values in TypeScript looks very similar to JavaScript, like these. To define the shape of objects in TypeScript, we use interfaces, which are a lot like structs in C++. Using primitive types, we can specify whether a key is optional, read-only, and account for unknown keys. Interfaces can also be extended, making them highly reusable and dry. Types and enums are used to limit the number of values a string or object can have. Functions are easy. We simply type the parameters and return type of the function. We can also use a type and an arrow function-like syntax in order to define an arrow function. Function overloading can be handled too by specifying 2 or more function signatures before you define the function itself. Highly recommended reference article. Generics are a somewhat advanced topic that allow you to pass types through the system through function calls and interfaces in order to make things a little more reusable. Tips! Finally, my tips! Use import type to give context to developers and to let the compiler know that it can ignore this dependency because it's going to get boiled out at compile time anyway. Store the types for your module in a separate types.ts file so that other developers can easily find the types for your functions, objects, and components. Utility types allow you to reuse existing interfaces and function signatures in order to keep your code nice and dry. Decorators are a way to abstract and reuse common functionality. Check them out. In your tsconfig.json file, use strict equals true in order to keep your code clean and ship shape. You'll have to look up what these other configs do. I can't remember, but I know they're good. Paths are like aliases for your import statements in order to help you avoid the ... relative pathing issues that can crop up in a large code base. Personally, I prefer relative pathing. These are some of the VS Code extensions and online tools to help you get the biggest bang for your buck with TypeScript. In conclusion, do these things and you and your team will live a happier life. If I haven't convinced you by now to use TypeScript in your professional projects, leave a comment below and I'll give you a piece of candy, because that always works.